That's what we can get on the all-terrain tyres. 94 kilometers out of literally 75% battery. That's insane. That's awesome. I just had a thought. I was like, while I'm swapping the tires over, let's see how much difference the setup I've got currently weighs in comparison to the stock setup. So we're running obviously a 33-inch tire, AT tire on a forged wheel. Forged wheels are lighter. We've got our own range of forged wheels coming for the Denza series, all right, that will fit and clear the brake calipers. So we've got our own forged wheels coming, but let's test this forged wheel versus the stock wheels and tires. Let's get it on the scales and see. I'm thinking probably around 29. Ooh, quite heavy.
Yeah.
We're sitting at 35 kilos for the stock setup. Wow, it's only 2.5 kilos of rotational mass difference with that 33 and the forged wheel. So I know our forged wheels are gonna roughly be around 9-10 kilos, which is super light. Don't know, because I didn't weigh this one what it weighs, this 18. But there you go, 2.5 kilos more, which is actually considerably good. So, all right, let's get the stock wheels on the car. Let's get this Denza B5 out and let's see if we can achieve the 100-kilometer claimed EV range in stock form. We're going to be doing a commute, 95-kilometer-hour speed, from Brisbane to Gold Coast and back to Brisbane again. Let's see how far this vehicle can go. And if you like what we're doing, please like and subscribe. Hit the little ding-a-ling so that you don't miss out on any notifications of our new videos coming out. Also, check out Savage Life. But mate, that thing is small, so I snapped it in half and I threw it in the bin. Problem solved. It's our family channel, travel channel, to see what we do when we go to China on business trips / family trips, travel around China and see what China's all about. We'll also be covering other content. We'll be traveling other countries potentially on there. So make sure you like and subscribe that channel. So we're gonna try and do the exact same route as last time, which was pretty much up to Nerang and back. Hopefully the traffic is similar conditions. It looks to be very similar, but our energy efficiency is dropping. It's 29.6 kilowatt hours now. So we've dropped to 27 kilowatt hours. We've done 16.2 kilometers on my Speedo here. All right, and the app wasn't working, so giving up on that. So yeah, 16.4 kilometers on here, and we're sitting on 95 kilometers an hour. Now guys, I've just bumped it up to 97 kilometers an hour on here, and we're sitting at roughly around the same as what we did, between 95 k's an hour by GPS last time. Might even just go a bit higher because I think it was just a tad higher. So I might sit on 98 on our Speedo here. There you go, 98 k's an hour, which should bring us to about 95, 96 kilometers, which will be very similar to last time. We've only done 19 kilometers, so it shouldn't affect it too dramatically. Obviously, these are just rough indications. Like, this is very, very hard to replicate unless you're in a closed environment with same wind speed, same everything. Like, it's just a complete, just a random test, just so you guys get a rough estimate of how far you will get on the stock range on EV on the freeway. 24.6 kilowatt hours passing Dreamworld, sitting at 25.8 kilometers of distance covered. Probably a bit clearer for you guys. 24.4, you can see fuel we've used 0. We've just been running on EV. Coming past Movie World and that, we've still had a little bit of traffic, so the speed did drop a little bit, similar to last time. I think last time there was a little bit more traffic. So this run has been a little bit faster, slightly. So guys, we're just about to take the Nerang exit, just like last time. We've got Nerang exit in 1 kilometre. Anyway, our efficiency is doing way better than last time. So I think at this point here, last time when we were taking the exit, we were sitting at about 30 kilowatt hours we're using, and we've already dropped to 23, which is way better efficiency, insane. So I'm taking this exit in 250 meters. We're sitting at 30.1 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. Be interesting to see what it drops to when we get back to Brisbane. But we're taking this exit in 250 meters and we're sitting at 41 kilometers, 40.9 now. So you're sitting at 71% state of charge at the exit. Now I'll have to pull up the old figures, but I think we're at about 60 something on the other tires. So about 10% difference. All right, so we'll get on the highway and then head back home. It's been a good run. This run was a lot quicker than the other one. Not a lot, a little bit quicker than the other one. Now, however, I'm just looking straight ahead here. Oh no, I can see traffic. No, so this is gonna be, I didn't even pay attention to the other side going northbound, but I think this traffic, this is gonna be terrible. I don't wanna sit in traffic, I just wanna get home. It's already 3 o'clock. So far, the efficiency is way better than with the AT tyres. Oh, the traffic's not too bad. It's similar to last time, thank goodness. So we're just coming down the exit to Smith Street, entering the 110 zone. And we are sitting at 67% state of charge and 44 kilometers, 45 nearly kilometers we have covered. Really, really interesting. What's my consumption? 24 kilowatts. So we've just hit 70.6 kilometers and we're sitting at 49% battery remaining, and we're using 23.7 kilowatt hours as well. There's no traffic through here, so it's been pretty much a free run from Nerang, similar to last time as well. Whether there's going to be traffic further up, there might be as you come into Springwood. However, the efficiency is way better than last time. So I think at this point last time we're sitting at about 25 kilowatt hours, and this time we're sitting at like 23. And the other thing to keep in mind is we've got 48% battery and we've done 71.7 kilometers. So last time I think we were at that point at 70, off the top of my head, 70 kilometers, I think we had 40% remaining. So we nearly had 10% more battery. So far so good, way more efficient. So you'll definitely get your 100 kilometers. You might even get over 100. You should get 104, 105 kilometers based on that, what we're using, which is probably about, we're getting about 1.4 kilometers per percentage of charge, okay? So that'll just be over 100 Ks, which is what they're claiming. And it'll definitely do that even on the freeway at 95 kilometers an hour GPS speed. So, which is pretty good. So that means if you're commuting to and from work, you know, a bit of highway and a bit of bumper to bumper traffic, you're gonna be easily getting a 100K range. And yeah, I think that's pretty good. It's pretty cheap to run. And I noticed a lot of people last time in the comments were saying, yeah, but you can charge on solar and you can also get an EV plan and you can also do this. Now, I've been looking at EV plans for my house. I've got a few different plans. Yes, there's all different sorts. You can charge between, I don't know, 10 and 1 a.m. and it comes down. And but then you look at your other power in the afternoon and it goes up. So you're cheaper between this time and this time. However, if you're in summer and like me and I want to run aircon for my baby and also me as well, sit it at 24 degrees, your peak hour time is going to be more. So unless you've got storage system in your house with a battery, my solar, I don't use it every day, but I do use it to like run my pool and when we're washing clothes and my wife's at home and doing that. There's all different scenarios and the plans are so confusing. I couldn't be any more confused with all this bull that they do, and all these companies, the way they try and draw you in, it's like a big scam, honestly. These energy companies, like, they're all claiming, oh, we do this, we do that, but then if you look at the standard fee that they charge you per day, it's more than one. Then so you got to work it all out. There's so much to work out. I've sort of tried to do my best. I think the most efficient way to do it is, if you don't run aircon, well then yeah, obviously get an energy efficient plan that you can charge for 4 hours per night or whatever it is, or 5 hours per night. Then you're paying, 4 cents or 6 cents per kilowatt hour, which is awesome. However, when I was telling everyone last time in the comments, I was just basing it off a standard plan, because some people are going to be in the same scenario as me, where they want to run their aircon and they just want like a decent price overall, whatever that may be. I just chose sort of the most generic plan for the most average person, and that's what it will work out to be, which is still really, really, really good. Using 23 kilowatt hours on a freeway, that's pretty good on standard tyres. It's not too bad at all. You're sitting on 100, 110, you might be sitting on sort of like your 24, 25 kilowatt hours. Like if mine's sitting on, I've just forgotten to turn off cruise control and I've been accelerating, and yeah, literally gone up to sort of 24 kilowatt hours. But I'll just go back down to 98, 97. Yeah, it's still a really, really cheap car to run. Like, you cannot even compare it. So it's really, really good. Hit a bit of traffic again, but once again, so we're sitting at 80 kilometers, just coming in to the Logan motorway where it splits off to go towards Ipswich, and we've been sitting at 42% state of charge and 80 kilometers of distance covered, sitting at 24.3 kilowatt hours. So say if you were paying 28 cents per kilowatt hour at home, you're roughly going to be like $6.80 to go 100 Ks in this car, which is awesome. $6.80. Right? And I know you can charge on a special plan, and I know you can charge an EV, but blah, blah, blah. And you can do a backflip and bunny hop and figure out how to, get the most efficiency out of your EV, but general public isn't going to do that. They're just going to go with a sort of standardized plan and charge whenever. And so if you average it out on that, $6.90 to drive 100 Ks, cheap as chips, mate. Diesel cars, even like an X5, efficient vehicle with a N57 or a B57 engine, super efficient car. I think they get down to sort of like your 6 litres per 100 on the freeway, 7 litres per 100, which is super, maybe even less actually in an X5, but sorry, in an X5, yeah, it's around 6.7. In my old 5 Series, I used to sort of get about 5.5, 4.9 on the freeway. But even that, 5 litres per 100 of diesel, you're going to be looking at what, I don't know, $1.80, $2 a litre. So you're still going to be looking at $10, $12, $13 in the most efficient European diesel. So this is going to be way more efficient than a diesel. If you go out and buy a similar vehicle of this size, Prado, Fortuner, whatever it may be, depending on what country you're in, you're going to be paying easily on the freeway, it's going to be 9, 10 litres per 100. Best case scenario, so 10 litres per 100. So you're going to be looking at about 20 bucks to fill it up, 18 to 20 bucks to drive 100 Ks. So you've saved huge amount. And then when you go on those long road trips every now and then, you might use more fuel when you're towing. People tow once every 3 months, once every month. We're sitting at 82 Ks now and 40% charge. So let's see how far we can get this battery down. I'm gonna do a U-turn like what I did up last time, and then drive all the way back to my workshop. And I reckon that should be your maximum Ks we'll get out of it, which will be your sort of 100 K. But let's see how we go. So we've just hit 90 kilometers. We're passing Springwood, and I'm about to do a U-turn and go back to the workshop now. So my workshop is 12 kilometers from where we are now. And we've already done 90 kilometers, so that should be over 100K test as long as we make it back to my workshop. So we're approaching the 100 kilometer mark. We've done 99.7 kilometers, 29% state of charge. Energy consumption still sitting at 24. Oh, it's dropped to 23. So 29% left, and we're exiting to my workshop. But we've still got 4% left, so you'll get pretty much 105 kilometers out of a battery, out of a Denza B5 on stock tires and wheels. How cool is that? All right, guys, I'm back to the workshop. We have done 102.4 kilometers to be exact, and we've got 28% state of charge left. So how good's that? ...103 kilometers. You'll easily get 105 Ks out of this EV range. Anyway, hope you liked that test. Peace out. Have a good one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And thanks for joining us. And hit the little ding-a-ling. And stay tuned for more content. Let's go.